Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to our Saxlingham series on the channel. We're now into May. So there's going to be a lot happening in this episode. We're going to have to move some cows. It's about time to get outside. And we're also going to be doing the spraying of the fertiliser to get the fields all ready for harvest. That'll be the final task. The final task. But I'm just currently dropping some silage bales off. They're pretty much the last silage bales I've got. Now, don't get me wrong, I have got this bunker, but I started eating away at that. I took a lot out just by feeding one of the cow shed. So I thought we're gonna have to bring these bales up here so they're close. And then what I want to do is probably make some more bales at some point, just for the winter to kind of stock up on. Nice. Right, that'll be spot on there. Reverse that back down there and I'll give you a bit of an update. I need to get a muck spreader as well, and I've got two brilliant options, absolutely brilliant options. In fact, I am at a point where it's like a dilemma because they're both really good and new options. So yeah, I'll have a look at them in a second. I have updated the BIOS on my graphics card, so you'll have to just bear with me. I will get some kind of like stuttering, but it will go as the shaders are all done again. But yeah, I got 94,000 litres in here. It looks a lot more, doesn't it, than what it actually is. But it is going down very quick. It's these cows that are feeding the most. They've got 5,400 in there, which isn't much at all. But they are all going to go outside, so we don't have to worry too much about it. But yeah, I have been messing about with the animals again, as you can imagine, with Arrow bringing out so many updates to the realistic livestock mod. And I'm currently running the latest version that now has the ability to use the models from the enhanced animal system that's dropped on Mod Hub. So I had a look at both of them before, just in case I get any comments on, am I going to be using the enhanced animal system? Now, in 22, that was an outstanding mod. It was the mod to go for. But with what this mod brings, the realistic livestock mod from Arrow, I can't justify going to that when they are really a conflict with each other. So, yeah. So I'm not going to be using that mod in the series. The scripts in Arrow's mod just offer so much, you know, with the AI, the diseases. It's getting expanded on every update we get, and I like the genetic system. I like the more detailed approach, but it's nice to have the enhanced animal system for someone that probably doesn't want that much menu play, because it is a lot of like heavy menu play. So I understand if you're going to go to that. It's a brilliant mod, and in 22 it offered so much, but I feel like this is for the realistic player that wants to go a bit more in depth, and that just suits my playstyle and what I've been trying to do on the channel. So it makes sense, you know, it makes sense for me to stick to this. In my opinion, I'd be, you know, unfortunately downgrading on what I want to play on the game. But there is some really good models that are in there. Now with Arrow, he's been very honest about this. He's not a 3D modeler. He's just like a wizard when it comes to script writing and coding. So we haven't got custom models when it comes to the animals. The only ones we've got, technically, is that what you see right in front of me, which is the Hereford. It's just got a white head, that's it. The rest of its body looks like the rest of the limousines and so on. So, yeah. We're unfortunately not seeing like the difference between male and female, for example. I think the only thing we see on a male is the ring to define that it's a male, but if you go to its back end, you can tell that it's got an udder, you know, it's a female. But it is actually a male. Now, with the enhanced animal system, you've got the difference in males, females, and so on. Now, they did include an extra mod on Mod Hub, and it's like the vanilla package of just the animal models. So say you didn't want any of the gameplay features that came with the enhanced animal system, you could use that mod, and it's just going to change the way the animals appear in game. Just a visual representation. So Arrow has obviously used that and gone, right, well, I can't modify it. I can't use the files to include it into my mod, for example, because obviously you'd have to get permission and all that stuff. But he's found a way that you can use it, you can use that mod and it still be compatible with the realistic livestock mod. It is a step-by-step process. It's not something that you can just activate. You have to follow his kind of description of how to do it. It's like a step-by-step guide. It can be a little bit difficult if you're not used to like creating XMLs. It isn't. I'm not going to say it's easy because it's definitely a lot more involved than what just replacing a mod is, or putting a mod in your mods folder and activating it. But there is a way of doing it, and I am going to do it. I've tried it out. It works. My only issue is it gets rid of the Hereford cows. That's the only thing, and it also gets rid of the custom ear tags because there's already ear tags on them animal models that we're going to swap out to. So we would lose the ability to have custom ear tags with the custom information on, name the cow and everything. On this side, you can see that it's actually all changed, and I put the John Deere colours on because I'm running the John Deere setup on the farm. So that's there's two things there we're going to miss out on: Hereford cows and that. So if I did it now, and I've tested and confirmed this, my Hereford cows will disappear because there's no longer Hereford cows when you do it. There's just the standard Angus, Limousin, and everything else that mod has models for. And I'm happy to do that because I like the models. I do. I think they're really nice, and it'd be good to go and combine the two. So I've got it ready to go for when we do, but what I'm going to have to do is make sure that I sell all these cows and all the Herefords because I'm not losing the cows that I've put money into. So, I don't know about this group. Let's just take a look at this. I've got I've got 2 Herefords here out of the 12. So we're going to have to go all the way until I sell these cows. And then at that stage, I can then, carry on with the new models and just make sure that I never buy any Herefords from now on. Kind of like weaned them out, basically, of the setup that I've got going. And at that point, I will go to this. I'll show you quickly the option that he's included. This is how quick Arrow works. This came out like 2 days ago from when I'm recording this. 2 days ago, and Arrow's already done an update for the Realistic Livestock mod, and it's this. And basically, you'd have the mod unzipped. It has to be unzipped as well. You can't have it zipped in your mods folder. And you do a few XML things. Just basically, you have to add an XML to that vanilla package called Realistic Livestock mod. Do a few more bits and bobs, and basically put it into your mods folder. And you can see mine's called FS25 mods. In my gaming, I've got a gaming drive, and it will be in here. And then you select it, save. You have to close the game down fully, restart it back up, and then you'll have them custom animals with the Realistic Livestock mod. So you can see you've got use custom animals on or off, and then set the animal's XML path. So it's a little bit, involved, definitely more involved than what it is. And when we get to it and close to, if anyone needs any help and advice, I'll make sure it's all in my Discord server and you can follow it. Like, it's straightforward. I personally think if you follow the steps that Arrow's put on his GitHub page, then you can follow it. So I'll put a link in the video description to the actual post that he's done with the step-by-step guides, and you can follow it if you want to do it right now and not wait like I am. But if you've got Hereford cows, just be mindful that you are going to lose them. And I've got quite a lot. I've got, especially this one. I've got 5 in there. So I'd lose 5 out the 12. I've got 2 more there. And then in my main group, I think I've only got a couple. So I'd lose too many in the kind of system. And I just think, I don't mind waiting. I already love this mod. I think it's stunning. So, it's not like I'm in a rush to go to just some new models, even though that is a nice thing to look forward to. Right, well, that's that done. I think we should start off by buying a muck spreader because we've got 18,000 litres of muck here, and we're going to have to shift it. But then we're going to have to take the cows out. And I'm thinking where to put the muck. It might be a good spot to put it on the grass after we next cut because it's too long now. We're waiting for the next growth stage in June. We'll be cutting again. And we're just going to do some silage bales to stick in storage because that's pretty much it. I think I've got 2 left in the storage shed that spawns them in. I'm going to need some more. But the main aim in this episode is to do all the fields. We need some. Let me just go to precision farming and I'll show you. So nitrogen, you can see we're desperate. So 7, 19, 8, 3 and 2 all going to need some liquid fertilizer, get that nitrogen up, and that's the last step. In fact, we've got 4 fields here that are actually at the yellow stage, the most pretty stage of what canola looks like, or OSR. It's only field 8 that's not currently there, but that's got to it's got to a good growth stage. I could have done it in April, but I went to May because I thought, this crop's a bit, only just germinated. It was at the first stage, so I've left it another month, so it's a bit longer because it's more realistic for the plant to, be growing better than what you know, you wouldn't be fertilizing it so early on. So I decided to just go an extra month. And we're in no rush. We're pretty much flying through this now to do the harvest, sell everything, and then we're going to be moving to this farm. Now, I did get a comment, and I'm going to read it out because I actually screenshotted it this time instead of just saying from someone. Because, yeah, it was. I always forget the name. I remember the comment and what it was about, but I always forget the name. So it was from Tony24010, and he said, "Great series, Scruff. To have a look at the land up at 65, up at the top right of the map by field 42. That has got a big cow shed and plenty of storage. Also has a silage clamp. The problem with area 84 is you would need to buy a farmhouse to sleep." Now, I have had a look, and whilst I do agree it's a stunning spot, I kind of want to move further down into the map to kind of open up the fields that I can work with. And yes, it's got this massive field here, 42, because that's the spot there. And it's really nice. It's quite layered and it looks good. I can't fault the actual spot. Farmhouse isn't a big issue for me because I can just put down a trigger. There's loads of triggers like that we can use on Mod Hub. And even if, you know, we could try and expand out and do something pretty interesting, maybe even build our own house from some of the objects we can build in the game by putting materials in it. That is an option. Who knows? We could do that, but it doesn't matter if not. I've got plenty of space here as well, and I can build my own silage clamp. And my idea is to put a silage clamp down. If we have a look at this section here, my idea is to put a silage clamp down and 3 cow sheds, but I don't want to go with the ones I've got. I actually want to up the amount of cows I'm currently running in this system. So instead of having like 3 groups of 12, I probably want to have 3 groups of 24. So that's a lot more cows to manage. But if we go to the construction menu, oh, no, we don't want to do that. Can I even sell that? No, I can't. But yeah, it gives you a good idea of the space that we're at. There's a lot of space, and you've got all these trees here. And if we own this partial, you know, if we partially own this bit of land, which we should do because we own that field, and technically we want to buy out and buy all these fields, you can see as well, there's a lot of canola growing, isn't there? There's loads of it, so there's going to be loads of OSR, and you can see from here how pretty it's looking currently. But yeah, there's plenty of OSR. It actually looks pretty good because all these fields are matched to what I'm currently growing as well. Now that is the main farm. That is a decent sized farm as well, and you've got one of the silage bunkers over here. In fact, you've got 2 silage bunkers, so there's plenty over there. But I kind of don't want to go to the main farm, and I need to get away from the starting farm. I really do. So I like this. I think it's got a lot of space, and we can put a silage bunker, 3 cow sheds, and even a farmhouse if we have to. You know, we could just chop down some of these trees and put it at the front. I don't mind working to that kind of point. I really don't. But let's have a look at some of these. That's the one that I've done. No, it's a decent size. You can think how many of these I could fit. It's plenty. But I want to go for something probably that can hold a bit more. So this holds 40. And it's not bad, is it? It's pretty straightforward. Indoor cow shed. I don't think we've got... I can do manure, but we haven't got slurry if we want to start building up on a bit of slurry. But that is a nice shed. Now, we've also got one from L&B. Now, they are decent sheds. 70,000, we're talking about a lot of money here. So to get 3 of them would be costly. But let's just see, could we potentially go to this? This is 35 cows, so we can definitely fit it. It probably has, yeah, it's got some storage as well. So it's extra storage on each one. And I think it's just got manure. It hasn't got slurry as well. Let's have a look at this one. There's some amazing cow sheds at the moment. It really is. There's some big dairy ones as well. This is the Saxlingham one. 150,000. I think we're talking too much money at the moment. It's like that for 40 cows is actually a really good deal. And I kind of like it. I just think, I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? It's I feel like we need something a bit more than that. Kind of like this, but just a tad bit small, because we don't really need, when you think about it, I don't need the storage. It's nice to have the storage, but I don't need it, because if I want to put 3 down, you know, you put 1 there, potentially 1 over here, and even 1 like right here or something, and just chop them trees down. And that's 3 in, and then a silage bunker. You know, we've got plenty of plenty of space to expand out. And we're pretty much, everything we've got over there, we've got again, haven't we? We've got, except we're actually adding on, because we have got this big shed here that we currently don't have on this setup, we've got more little sheds. So, yeah, I think this is definitely the right way to go. I like the track as well that leads to the main road. And it's kind of like in the perfect spot to lead to all these fields and even down to the grass fields where we want to, you know, put pastures in and do our grass work. I think that has to be the spot. But I'm going to find, hopefully by the time we do all this and we need 3 cow sheds, there'll be like the perfect small cow shed, maybe £40,000 each. And, you know, it'll just be a decent size for, you know, 24 cows and so on. I think that has to be the plan. But yeah, thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. And I have had a look and, you know, I do agree that is a nice spot over here. It is. And it's got plenty. But I didn't see a farmhouse as well. So it made me think you're probably going to have to put a farm, like a sleep trigger in there, aren't you? Because, yeah, I don't know if there is a sleep trigger. I'd imagine I'd have to purchase it to see anyway. But anyway, let's focus on getting the job done. These are like future goals, aren't they? We'll get there eventually. All right, first thing I'm going to do before we do anything, I don't need the running speed on. There we go. That's much better. We're going to use this, and we're going to put all the cows out. Take all the cows out because it is the perfect time for them now. Then they no longer need to be inside. So what we want to do, so if I press select all, and no, we don't want to do that. No, we definitely don't want that. Select none. It's this one that I want to do. So select all. Should have 12. There we go. No, we don't want to sell. Why is it not picking up the animal trigger? Oh. Right, there we go. Now it's working. So select all. Move to trailer. No. Move selected. There we go. What am I doing here? I'm faffing about like bad. And we can also take the other load because we only want to put the ones that we're actually selling next, which is next month. So they're going next month in June. But these can go out. And we're going to buy another, we're going to buy another 12 to go in there. I mean, we could try and up it to 18. Maybe. Let's see how we're doing for feed and stuff. So, select all, move to trailer. No, done it again. I will get this eventually. There we go. So now I've got all my cows in this stick, basically. But it's just trying to simulate, it's just trying to show you herding animals. Now, I have seen some cool stuff from Arrow. And it's insane. In fact, he's in my Discord now, openly, sharing some of the stuff that he was sharing with me. And I'd highly recommend going to see all the stuff that he's shared. He's working on an animal. It's a market, an animal market where you can see animals as they're going through auction, and you can bid on them. And you got like a book and everything. You can see the animals, and then you can watch them being like walked around. I know it sounds insane. It's like the perfect thing for role play. And yeah, I mean, for me, I'm thinking like when I moved to FS25 for the farmhand, you can imagine me and George going there and having a laugh. But it is literally as exact as I've just said. He's building it right now. He's making it, and it's loads of just animations of like animals being walked around the centre. You've got stands, and you can sit there and you can bid on animals. So he really is expanding out on this realistic livestock mod, which is why I said at the start, I can't justify moving to EAS for just some models. I really can't. But anyway, select all, move to husbandry. Move selected. See, it's moved. That's why it's confusing me. I'm sure it was over here last time. Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. But we should have 24 cows roaming about now free. They'll probably come in around December time. So, don't have to worry about that. Oh, my God. That trigger is not in a good spot. Now what we need to do is move the rest over there. But we're going to use the animal trailer for these just because it makes sense. So we're going to use that tractor, get it hooked up, and we'll be set. But no, I can't wait for that to come out. I mean, I've also seen the herding that he's done. Now, I don't know what's happening with that because he shared that with me a while ago. He showed me a video of him herding animals, like actually herding cows, like walking them to a pasture. And I just thought, what the hell? This is insane. But I've not seen anything else of it yet. I also know he told me that he was working on some silage mod. So to improve the way silage is and have waste and all that, and making sure you have to compact it properly. The guy's got insane ideas, but he's proven that he can do them all. So, yeah, crazy. Select all. Move selected. No, I haven't put any straw in this time, so he would have got a bit of muck, but it'll be all right. Let's just swing it round, and we'll head to the main farm. And the field by us, that's where I'm going to have the 12 that are going next month. And then when I buy the next 12 that replaces them, I'm either going to put them in there with them or at the top. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a big pasture. This is over here. And it doesn't matter if they're in that space, because by the time we put them back in, you know, maybe November time, December time, we're going to sell another group anyway, aren't we, and buy another group. They will be out easily for another 6 months. And the next ones we sell after this lot will be 6 months after it. So it doesn't really matter too much where I put them. I think it'd be better to have them across the road there, because if they do need any grub on top, I don't have to worry about driving across. You know, I've only got 2 silage bales, or what is it? Looks like I actually got 6 silage bales, so we could do, but I think I will put them across the road. I think I like them all being together in that bigger pasture, and it's a shame because this is like a wasted space, but I could start mowing in here. I could. Make the most of the grass and all that. You can tell it's definitely meadow grass though. It's got a different texture to it. You can see what I said about the growth of the OSR field over there. It's not the best, is it? It's like, still looks like the first growth stage. I think it possibly is visually, but it's actually the third now. Yeah, the first is like when you've actually planted it in. Second is looks like that, but I'm on the third. Right, so select all. Move selected. There we go. You can open the top up now. And then these 12 that are going to be going soon. Ooh, just run over a cow. It was actually already in the trailer, so. But yeah, that field, we're going to spray and we're going to have to. Makes sense to do it all in this episode. Now, I'm going to need this trailer. There's no point in me putting it anywhere else. So I may as well just put the cover on, detach from it, and just leave it there until we actually take them. Until we take them in the next in-game month, which is probably going to be the next episode. Try and find a task to do. There we go. But yeah, they look happy until they get sold, because they are beef stock, but they've had a good life, and that's the main thing. Right, let's go get some of this fertilizer spread. I'm going to be using the JCB this time on the sprayer. I really like this JCB by Ross and Mods, so I'm going to use it, but I'm going to put narrows on it. Now, I know I also got a comment saying you don't need to use narrows when you've done tram lines, because around the tram lines there's no crop damage. I get that, but when spraying a lot of tractors, you kind of just put narrows on, even when they're doing tram lines. And I don't know. I just want to see what the JCB looks like with narrows on. And there's also one field, thinking about it, that I actually haven't got tram lines in. So, yeah, that's going to be probably cause an issue. So, let's see. Narrow tyres. There we go. That'll do the job. £1,000. So, we've now got narrows on it. I think this thing that I've added in, this little homemade workshop, is actually a cracking idea. Attach this. We're going to get it set up, but then I'm going to go buy a muck spreader, because if I don't, I'll be faffing about with it, and I'd rather get that sorted out. I need to fill it up anyway. So all my fertilizer is actually in there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to back up to that. We can have a go, but I doubt it. It's going to be on the limit. Oh my god. Bloody hellfire, it actually worked. That makes life a lot easier. Oh, no, we don't want herbicide. And I think we're stuck. So, yeah. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. How misleading. It works to a certain point, right? Super strength. It does work to a certain point. No. I'm going to have to probably move it from here. There we go. We got it out. Yeah. What a shame. But I'm not going to pick it up or else it would be too much. But I've now got herbicide in here, so I'm going to have to sort that out. I'm going to have to come in with the... I'm going to have to go and get the little John Deere and fill it up that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this here, turn it off, get everything set up, which means bringing this back. Because it's the only thing we've got a front loader on. I mean, at some point it might be a good idea to buy a telehandler because they're just so useful for stuff like this. There we go. And we'll, yeah, bring the pellets out properly, instead of faffing about. Right, I bought the 6R up. We're going to get this muck spreader sorted out. Going to get it on finance like everything else. And I'm not worried about that anymore because I know I'll make a lot of money and I can always pay it off. And that's the main thing. But I do want a good muck spreader. Now, like I said, I've got two incredible options. Now, I'm going to sort these quickly by price, send in, and don't want to group mods. And you can see, I'm very lucky that I got sent the Bunning Low Loader Mark IV by NM Modding. And it's superb. We have this in FS22. Now, I've asked him a question, and he's also put a post on his Facebook account as well. This is going to come to PC first. It's going to get sent relatively quick. I imagine it's going to be, like, hopefully this week. And, yeah, when it gets sent to Giants, it's for PC only because they can have the Bunning brand then. When the Highlands Fishing DLC comes out, it's then going to be sent to Mod for console. The reason for that is... can't have it as a Bunning brand currently, but when the rights, you know, when they've got the actual rights for that and all that good stuff, because it's coming to the game anyway with the Highlands Fishing DLC, it can come to a console as Bunning. Saves making a Lizard version and sending it now. What's the point? May as well wait till that comes out. It's not too far away now. So it will come to console eventually as this, as you're seeing it, but it is coming to PC first as Bunning. So just wanted to make that clear. My other option is this. Now, this Richard Weston muck spreader is stunning as well. It's a big mod. It is. It's like up there. It's like 200 megabytes. It's massive, to be honest. But you can see by the way it loads. But it's really detailed. It's a stunning muck spreader. And again, these are around the same, aren't they? I think the other one was 120 horsepower. It did hold only 13,000. This one holds 17,000. But this is on itch right now, and I'll put a link in the video description to it. It's PC only. I checked as well, and the permissions are all there. It's been converted. He's got permissions to make this mod as a conversion, I think. I think it's conversion. He's basically got permissions, and it's all official upboard and all that good stuff, which is nice to see. So if you do want to download this now, you can. This is on itch, and I'll put a link in the video description. Just look for the section that says Richard Weston. Muck spreader, and yeah, you can go follow it. But it is cracking as well. Now I'm torn between the two. They're not too expensive, are they? This one holds 13,000 litres. I'm just trying to think like what suits me currently. I do love that Bunning muck spreader though. I mean, I know this has got a lot more detail to it. Really, when you look at it, it's got all the bits and bobs, and even looks like something where it's controlling the actual tyre pressure on the side. But I don't know. I know people are going to disagree with me. I think this is like a 50-50 split. Some people will be saying, get the Richard Weston. Other people will be like, go with the Bunning. But I like both of them. I do. I know one thing. Whatever I use now, at some point in the future, I'm going to be using the other. I think I'm going to go with the Bunning because I just think it looks really good. I like this a lot. I think it's been made really well by a talented modder. Yeah, keep your eye out as well because there might be some really cool stuff coming there. I won't say any more, but definitely keep your eye out. That's all I'll say. But yeah, let's go with this. We'll get it on hire purchase. We're going to pay a decent amount, though. I'm going to pay 11,000 because remember, I started with 100,000. I've depleted this down. That was what I had. So I don't want to go crazy. And I think if we go 1 year to pay it off, and at the end, if I go with like 5,000 fees, let's go option 3. I think that's probably the best bet. It's not like we're paying crazy amount on top, is it? £500 a month for 1 year, then £4,500 at the end. There we go. Job done. And I think you can't complain of that. There were 2 really good options there. Either way, we would have been happy, but I think the bunning is the way to go. She is a beast. Definitely. And at some point, though, we will get this out and about and put it on the fields. Maybe the grass fields after we mow, because next episode I'm going to probably jump to June after we sprayed. We're going to sell some cows. We're going to sell 12 by 12, and then we might do a bit of mowing. I don't know if it'll get the whole of the bales done, silage bales done in the episode. We might do, but if not, we can make a start and get it mowed and even rode up or something, and then just come back in with the baling to do, potentially. It does feel like a nice series at the moment because I am flying through it, and normally I don't do that. I kind of, I'm going quite slow and holding off and waiting and just taking each episode by maybe a day. In game, it's like sometimes maybe a couple of days, but this I'm flying by like a couple of months because we're trying to just do the important bits to progress, and I like it. It just means that the series is not kind of like stagnating at any point. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not just we're not just sitting around and waiting, are we? We are getting through it quite quick and doing well at the same time. But there we go, bunning in the house. Can't complain at that. Now we just need to get some of these. Now we just need to get some of these out. I don't like how this only moves when you're highlighted on it. It's the one thing about this tractor, as good as it is, because it's got so many interactive controls. They conflict with themselves. So if you are trying to just move the front loader, it probably looks like that's on the limit, isn't it, of tipping. Right, that should be good there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to need any more. Let's just see how this is first before. I have got to empty out the herbicide though, unfortunately. I'd like it if you could pick an option. You know, like when you drive up to the fuel tank, for example, and you can just select like the option. Do you want to fill up with diesel or whatever? I'd like it if it did that. For like, if you were next to the herbicide, or if I just backed up here, for example, it's going to give me, it's just going to pick one. Whereas I'd like it if it selected, said, which one do you want to fill up from? Right, we are going to get the other one then, just to make sure we've got enough. There's no point in us coming back, and we've got this out now. We've even gone and get the pallet fork. We may as well get this done properly. Now, on the bottom right, it actually tells me how far I am off the floor and if I'm level. So now I know I'm 0.4 off the floor. 0.3. So I should be underneath it now. There we go. That is such a helpful mod by Farm Sim Tim. Tool Inclination mod, it's called. And it saves the day. Especially if you're in cab. Whoop. I mean, it doesn't help when you're trying to figure out, like, spatial awareness, obviously. That's just down to the driver. Right, anyway, that's that done. We got no more fertilizer, so if we did need some more, we're going to have to buy it anyway. I don't know how much is in there, but these are all kind of, like, used bits and things that I've, like that herbicide over there. It's, I've got 2 herbicide IBCs now because I'm emptying. And that's pretty much what keeps happening. I just keep emptying. So I end up with loads. It'd be nice again if we had the mod that you can connect hoses to and just fill up, and refillable ones and good stuff like that, because, man, they do make a difference. But anyway, let's get out in this field. This is the one that hasn't got tram lines, so we're just going to have to do our best with this. And we will go from here. Should be a steady job. Let's lift the sprayer up a little bit. Yeah, probably about there. I mean, you can see we are dropping quite a lot here. It's still not flying down, though, but we are, it's needing, 170 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. Sometimes 160, 150 right now. So there's a lot going to be required. We'll have to see. If I need some more, I'm going to have to buy some. But I think we'll get a good chunk of the fields done. I mean, if we get these 3 done before we move down to them 2, I think we'll have done well with 4,000 litres of fertiliser. But at some point, I'm going to have to get a proper tank on the farm. Because of the amount of arable work I do, it just makes sense to do it properly, get a tank, and we can fill up. Like the one that Oxy's got for Carmson or Oakbridge.
Before my eyes, buried under endless pavement and concrete walls, and other symbols of our rise. Seasons change. I cannot live here anymore. Crowds of people moving from the side to side, like the waves upon the shore. Plastic man will save the day now. Fractured to the core and burned by bloody war. There must be something we can do now to bring down this charade, to ruin this fool's parade. The legacy we're leaving for our children. Is who we are. Got nowhere left to run. Plastic man will save the day now. Fractured to the core and burned by bloody war. We could never be an island, tossed around in space, trying to save our face. The legacy we're leaving for our children. It's who we Plastic Man will save the day now. Fractured to the core and burned by bloody war. There must be something we can do now to quell our avarice over the abyss. The legacy we're leaving for our children. Legacy we're leaving for our
Right, there we go, everybody. All sorted. I had to buy 2 more IBCs, so the money's now gone down 27,000. It's expensive, isn't it? Liquid fertilizer in the game. But we got it done. So all the fields are now fully fertilized. We'll have a quick check. You can see the trend line straight away. It's crazy. But yeah, all done and all ready for harvest pretty much. We now just wait. That's it. Waiting game. And just a reminder, I'm not using the fluctuation mod anymore, so we should just get what the potential is that we've reached. So hopefully it'll be a nice steady income. I mean, the grass fields I can't believe again I've missed the grass fields. Why do I keep forgetting to do them? That is complete and utter faffing. I mean, I could try and get some down now, but I doubt it's going to work. I mean, next cut on that's going to be pretty tragic for the silage, but we don't really need loads. They are out for a while, and if we make silage from this and then put some muck down, make sure we, get the fertilizer up on them, it should be good. But I do want to sell these at some point and all the sheds. So, I mean, we could potentially get 2 more cuts, couldn't we? Because if we're doing one in June and then doing another around October time, that might be the last cut that we do in these fields. And I think, especially this one, as good as it is, it's nice to look at, but it's a nightmare to mow. We're using like the guidance steering just because of this section. So I think it'd be better to move over anyway to some of the grass fields, but they really do need some fertilizer. I'll try and figure that out. I think it's going to be the next cut. We just have to make do with what we got there, unfortunately. And then we can get some muck down with the new muck spreader and bring it back up for that final cut. We could even try and make hay from it. It's not like we've done hay before, is it? We've just been doing silage bales, and last time we did silage in a bunker. So if we try and get some silage bales and some hay, that might give us a nice buffer going into them winter months, especially if we get more cows and start putting some stuff down. We'd have to see, but yeah, we got loads of plans, loads of things to purchase. I mean, still want to sell field 2 and 3 and buy, well, one of these fields especially. I mean, this one's got loam in, so it's brilliant. This one's also got loam in, and then this one's actually a decent field. So then 3 fields there. If we owned them, that would be pretty good. And I think, let's go back. I think, yeah, they've all got canola in, except this one that's got corn in. So if we got this at the right time, we might have a massive field to do maize silage in. We'd need a massive bunker for that. And then we've got 2 canola fields, but they're going to go by the time we need them, they're going to be harvested, aren't they? Definitely. Unlike the sugar beets, which we got lucky in, they're going to be harvested. There's a nice range of crops. I do think the way that Farm Sim Brisco sets up, he's got it where the right crops are growing, aren't they, for the area? You've got sugar beets, you've got oats, barley, you've got corn or maize silage, loads of OSR, and we get a bit of wheat as well. So, yeah, you can't fault what he's done there. Which one's this one here? Potatoes. Yeah, so he's got potatoes and sugar beets. So everything you'd expect to grow in that neck of the woods, yeah, he's got grown. Can't fault it. Them kind of finer details that they focus on, map makers, just make a difference. Because if you start seeing cotton growing in fields, you do think, yeah, we definitely won't be seeing a bit of cotton there or sugarcane or something. But on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching as always. I really do appreciate you taking time to tune into the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.